My name is Diana Ventura. I am from the Bronx, New York. I graduated from biomedical sciences in 2019. The first impression of AHU actually was it was so green. New York is a very crowded place, and when I came here I was like, wow, it looks beautiful. And also I began taking classes with Dr. Butler, with Professor Farrell, and I saw the connection that they would make with their students. If it was a very different environment, it wasn't, let me just come to class, teach, and go. It was, I want to make a connection with the students. After I graduated, I saw that there was a student mentoring gap between the pre-medical students and either the professors or the mentors. There was no system in place. There was nothing to say, you know what, let's take this student from their first year they're here and direct them and guide them. I approached Dr. Butler and I told him, hey, there's a mentoring gap. There's no direction for students to really understand, you know, how do I take the MCAT? How do I study for the MCAT? So I developed different programs and different systems and put it in place so that students understand really how to go about the process of getting into medical school, helping them and giving them directions. We actually increased the points of the scores of the MCAT scores, and they increased by 5 to 10 points. Students got into their program, the programs that they wanted to get into. And so it just set the system in place, it set the direction and the guidance. So the work I'm doing with Dr. Santos is really to expand the curriculum and create a better foundation for it. And what that means is that we want to implement more of MCAT related topics and gear it towards MCAT for pre-medical students, gear it towards the PCAT or the GRE test, and really gear those courses and those programs to better help the students get to where they want to go and perform at a higher level. One of the things that changed my trajectory from pre-medical student, pre-med life, to where I am now, which is going into a positive psychology field, was my trip to the Bahamas. And this was after Hurricane Duran. This was a very, very impactful experience because not only were we there to help people, and I mean, we saw the devastation, we saw what happened, but also because in the midst of their chaos, I was able to learn from them. I was able to really take a step back and reflect as to what I really wanted to do in my life. Do I really want to become a doctor? Is this the path that God has directed in my life? Does he want me to do this? I was able to have that space to ask myself that question. And I was already questioning that before. I truly believe that when you're in service to others, that's when God talks to you the most. And that's what I experienced in Grand Bahamas. And I get very emotional thinking about it because, you know, how is it that people going through this devastation, they still have time to impact you in a way where you become more impacted than them? And so it was just a great experience where God spoke to me through the people there, and he told me, I am not going to tell you exactly where I want you to be at the moment, but I am going to tell you that it is not to become a doctor. That was an impactful experience because it was me grounding myself in God and telling him, I trust you, and I'm going to trust this process, even though I don't know where it's going. I recently was accepted into the MA PhD program in Claremont Graduate University, which, by the way, is the only university or graduate program that has positive developmental psychology as a PhD. So that's exciting. Extending the healing ministry of Christ, what that means to me is really collaborating with God in the different things that we do here on earth. God needs people to further his mission. And so what is his mission? To really extend the healing ministry of who he is. And I think that my duty here on earth is to extend his vision and his loving care and who he is as a person and who he showed that he was when he was here, and extend that to other people and collaborate with God and show others that God is here with us, through us, working through us. I didn't have the best opportunities, but I did have people who believed in me. Throughout the journey of where I am now, those people that believed in me have been people from my elementary school, that was a Christian-based school, my parents, people at AHU. And so I think that throughout the journey, regardless of how messy it can be, if you have people that believe in you, it brings you so much further than where you think you will be. So I'm so thankful of the people that did believe in me.